Hey there friends, Nibs again. Out here at the range today, doing a little bit of goofing around. Absolutely gorgeous day in upstate New York. Out here having a marathon video session, getting a lot of stuff done. It's not going to be very many days that we're going to have like this left in this year. But I am out here shooting my one of my Vapor Maxes again. This is one of two. So I actually had one of them sent to me by Crosman directly to do a review on. And then the other one, this one, I actually bought from from Pyramid. So I would have a sample size of two. There's been a lot of people claiming to be having a lot of problems with them, and I don't disbelieve that maybe they are, but so far with both of mine, I don't have any of those issues that they're talking about. One thing that they're talking about is the stock being very loose back here in this section here, and then also poorly crowned barrel, possibly giving it bad accuracy. Both of mine have a decent looking grind on the crown. And then the third thing that I've seen the most of is people complaining of the dovetail rail on the top of the receiver actually flexing because it's only molded into one side of the receiver. So far, I haven't had any issue with any of that on either one of mine. But we're not out here to talk about the Vapor Max. Actually, we are out here. I got this brand new scope from a company that I've never heard of before. Maybe they've been around for a while. I don't know. I've never heard of them. And I hope I'm pronouncing this right, but it's spelled like AQUILIFER, AQUILIFER, AQUILIFER. And it really looks like a decently made scope, very nicely made scope. This one that they sent over to let us take a look at is a 3:9 by 40 EG, and EG is for ED glass, the extra low dispersion glass, which is very nice. It claims to be Japanese made glass, and I think it is. It does have an illuminated reticle, red and green, 5 levels of illumination, and again 3:9 by 40. No adjustable objective. That's probably the only thing that I would like to see added to, a product like this, especially for an air gun. But so far, it's really been performing pretty well for me. Before we get into doing any shooting, so these are the rings that came with it. It did come with a set of plastic covers to cover over the lenses. I do actually prefer these if you're going to put ones on than the snap down ones. But I'm not a real big cover guy. I usually keep all my guns inside of a case anyway, so they're not going to get dust on them. It does have a quick focus eyepiece, very nice, smooth adjustments on the power ring and the quick focus eyepiece. And I did take some pictures of through the lens using my my little fixture here. And you guys know that I am not the greatest photographer when it comes to this sort of thing, but I actually did capture some very nice looking images. So I started out at 3 power, looking at 25 yards, and very, very clear, crisp image. You can see all of my Patingan targets down there and my splatter burst. And then while still on 3 power, I moved out to 50 yards. And you can see my gong and a couple of targets that are out there at 50 yards. Still very crisp and clear. Did I move it to 6 power when I was at 25 yards? I think I did. So I moved it to 6 power when I was at 25 yards. And then at 6 power, I moved out to 50. And still crisp and clear at 6 power. And then I moved it up to 9 power, still at 50 yards. still crisp and clear. And then I moved out to looking at the 117 yarn gong, so you guys could get a good look at that. But it is it's a great little scope. I believe it's under $100. Very budget friendly scope. I don't know if it's Springer rated. I don't recall that I asked my contact at AQUILIFER. I will probably be a week or so before I get this guy edited and uploaded. So in the meantime, I will actually ask him via email, and I'll put that down here, what his answer was, whether it's Springer rated or not. But they do have a really nice lineup of scopes. They have some very budget friendly stuff, and they also do have some much more higher end, still in the budget range as far as price goes, but higher end looking. And they do claim to be all Japanese ED glass, so that is that's very much a bonus. But we're going to take some shots with it. Have my camera running down range here. I've got my gong out at 50 yards. We'll see if we can start it off right and hit a pating first. I have the mag loaded up right now with JTS dead center wad cutters. That's what I found that these really like the most. We'll try that. And I do have some Meisterkuggens here. We can give it a try with some Meisterkuggens as well. Alrighty, let's see if we can hit the gong out at 50 yards. Might take me a shot or two to get my bearings straight. Nope, got it on the first try. It was a kind of a glancing hit, but it was a hit nonetheless. We started it off right. I saw where it hit. It was on the upper left side of the gong. All right, let's go to our splatter burst for starters. Let's see, I need to do a little touch up. There we go. So the way my eyes focus and the way the camera focuses are different. So I had to adjust the eyepiece to allow the camera to focus a little bit better. Alrighty. We'll do a group on the splatter burst for starters. Nice. So if you do end up getting one of these Vapor Maxes, I would really highly recommend trying these JTS Dead Center. They're the 7.87 grain wad cutters. Both of my Vapor Max shoot these very, very well. Okay, let's do a couple more shots on the splatter burst. So like I said, these are the rings that came with this scope, and I just used some of those Picatinny to dovetail adapters because the rings that come with it are Picatinny or Weaver type rings. So, but I wanted to use the rings that came with it. So. One more on the splatter burst. Okay, not a bad group, about a 1-inch group. So a lot of people, like I said, people have been talking about the stock getting loose on these. So I wonder if they're holding it by the wrist here while they're pumping, which actually is not a very comfortable place for me to hold anyway. I like to hold just above above the joint there, and that's like you get a really nice. You can use both your, you can push with both your chest muscles to close the gun instead of having to use just your left arm. It's a lot more comfortable. All right, let's do some plinking. Let's see. Let's go to. I've got my little rack of plates out there. Let's go to the big black plate first. Ting! This last pellet in this mag. It's a nice little scope. Nice little scope. Big white plate. All right. Let's load up a mag of these Meister. It is pretty windy out here today, so I'll keep hearing stuff blowing around. I want to make sure my targets aren't blowing all over the place. Very intermittent wind though. It'll get very calm, stay calm for a few minutes, and then it'll blow a little bit. Got a train rolling through the tracks next door, so I don't know if you can hear that in the mic or not. Sometimes the mic picks it up really good, other times it doesn't. I don't hear it at all, so that one doesn't sound like a terribly loud train. So we've got train tracks, and then just a little bit beyond that is the New York State Thruway. So all right, let's continue on. So I'm gonna do just a couple shots at the splatterburst, just to check to see if there was any, point of impact shift switching these pellets out, and then we'll do some more plinking. Oh yeah, off to the left. Yikes. I was kind of hoping these guns would like the Meisterkugels too. They're a little bit cheaper than the JTSs are, but I don't know. Let's go to our black gong targets. Yep, off to the left. I can actually see using the there's hash marks on the crosshair in here, so I can see. So maybe I'll try to hit some of those spinners. I don't really want to change my zero because I've got it zeroed very well for the JTSs, and obviously that's going to be probably my go-to with these still. But let's hit that big spinner, see if we can. Yep. Okay, the little bitty spinner. Nope. I seen it was just, I was holding just a little bit too far to the right. All right, let's hit that other bigger one to the right. There he is. Nice little smack. All right, I'm going to try the small spinner one more time. Ooh, I just winged him. Hit's a hit though, right? All right, let's do a couple more on the plates and then we'll get out of here. All right, let's hit the middle plate there. Patwang! Boy, I really want to get out and do a head-to-head challenge between this and the 1977 XS, the Winchester there. And also the Daisy 901. I think that's would be a good comparison with this one here. All right, the big black plate again. Patwang! All right, that's our last pellet. Really cool stuff. Well, I can say that this is a very nice little scope. Very clear, very accurate as far as the gun can be anyway. I tried to capture the illumination on the camera. It just, it's bright enough. I can see it during the daylight very easily, but it just does not show up in the camera. I'm not sure why that is. Just the way the sensor works in the camera, can't see that low light when it's looking at the bright light out here. But it's a good, well illuminated reticle, and I like it. It's a good budget friendly scope. So hopefully Aquilifer will let us take a look at some of their other stuff down the road. But this is a really good. I think it's a new brand that just came out. Definitely Chinese made. No, most scopes are these days. There's nothing wrong with that. Just wanted to make sure that was out in the open. But really nice looking product. So hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.